Testing. Yeti stereo looks good. Oh no, microphone needs to be Yeti.
There we go. Test, test. There we go. It's cleaner. Testing. Yes. Oh, come on in, folks. What's up, everyone? I see we got some people jumping in. Honored to be here with you today. Webinar starts at 10, the #1 field sales platform. Let's give everyone else some time to hop in. I see people jumping into the room. As you guys are jumping in, I would love to know, one, where you're at in the USA, and two, what are you selling today? If you guys want to go ahead and drop that in the chat, I'll start shouting people out. Let's have a little fun today. Okay, a bunch more people just jumped in. Welcome, everybody. We're giving everyone some time to settle in. My name is Jordan Liu. I'm going to be your guys' host today. Welcome to the show. I hope we have a little bit of fun. Questions, if you guys have questions, drop them in the chat. I will try my hardest to answer those real time for you guys, but I've got a ton of amazing content that I'm going to share today. Tips, tricks, pro secrets, insights that we've gathered over the last 10 years working with best-in-class customers in all different industries. I'm gonna open the floodgates. So have a pen and paper, take some notes, engage if you can. I'm going to feed off your guys' energy, but this is something I'm extremely passionate about. My background is door-to-door the last 10 years, knocking, recruiting, training, building offices all over the country. So everything that I've gotten here, I'm going to want to share with you guys today. We just had some more people jump in the chat. If you guys could kindly chime in, let me know where you're calling in from and what you're selling. And then maybe we start a poll. What's the best product to sell door to door? I know everyone thinks they've got the best. I'm going to give it maybe 2 more minutes, guys. So grab a drink, get settled in. You guys can chime in on the chat section inside of Zoom. I also have a Q&A. Either of those boxes will work great. Got a quiet group today. No one wants to tell me where they're from. We're in Lehigh right now, just south of Salt Lake, about 30 minutes. So if you make your way out here, let me know. Okay, we got some chats in here. Sean, what's up? Door-to-door sales in Arizona. Sean, what are you selling? Irvin, I see you out there in Michigan. Michigan's popping off right now. My phone has been ringing. Anyone in Texas? Looks like chat's disabled, Diana. We just got Q&As funneling through right now. Thank you, Mike J. I appreciate you giving me the heads up there. I want to have that chat open, or maybe we just use the Q&A, but I want to hear from you guys as we're rolling through this. Let's see, chat. Let's go ahead and open that up for you guys. Everyone, chat is open, guys. Feel free, once again, to drop in where you're at, what you're selling, and maybe how many reps you guys have today. Love to see what different team sizes we have out there. I'm going to give another minute or two, and then we will dive in. I appreciate you guys patiently waiting, showing up on time. Hopefully today I'm able to provide some value for you guys in terms of systems and processes, tech stack. We've got a lot to talk about. All right, we got some more coming in. Irvin Warden, what are you selling out there? Curious. And yes, Dylan, we will be recording this and sending out email links as well. And if what I'm covering today really resonates with you, I would love to chat with you guys one-on-one. You and your teams do a deep dive, really customize this and tailor it to your guys' use case. I'm going to go over high level, really covering multiple industries today, but would love to hear from you. Landscaping's popping off. Love landscape. We got any roofers in the house? Roofing or solar? Sean's doing solar out in Arizona, killer market. I want to know where the roofers are, though. We got 3-inch hail all over the country right now. It's a good time to be a roofer. Okay, we got a pretty full room here, guys. I am going to go ahead and dive in. Once again, for people just jumping in, my name is Jordan Liu. I'm an account executive, or as I like to call it, the culture maestro here at SalesRabbit. Extremely passionate about what I do and what you guys are doing out there in the field. So I'm going to share my screen. I've got a couple slides, and then we'll just jump right into the action. I'm not a big slide guy myself. But this first slide I want to show you guys is just a little bit about us. So if you're not familiar with SalesRabbit or you're just learning about us, 10 years in business, right? And during that time, like I said, we have worked with best-in-class companies from all verticals. And so I'm going to be sharing insights from my experience, from our customers' experience. But in that time, you guys can see these incredible stats. Like, we are enterprise ready. Our servers, our systems are ready to scale with you guys. The gray right here is going to be the reputation we have in the communities that we serve, right? Great reviews. And I'm extremely proud to show that to you, that the people we're serving have good things to say about us. Here in the white, these are going to be some big logos that you might recognize, some household names there that lean on SalesRabbit to power their outside field sales teams. And then SalesRabbit, it's going to be a mobile app, phone, tablet, Android, Apple. It's a personal preference for the salesperson. And then we've got a web desktop extension as well to help you on the admin side. Before I really dive in, though, I just want to talk about where SalesRabbit is coming from, our philosophy when it comes to sales. And we are always putting ourselves into the shoes of the person who is using this, the reps that are in the trenches, doing the work, grinding day in and day out. Our entire goal is to give them an experience that's easy to use, that simplifies the process, that gets them more sales. And we know that if it's easy to use, your reps are going to adopt this platform. And if they adopt this platform in turn, it's going to give you guys better organizational success with the data that we're collecting. What neighborhoods have we been to? What does the brand awareness or saturation look like in the neighborhoods we're knocking? Are your reps actually hitting the leads that you're assigning to them? And are they hitting them multiple times to get that yes or no? And so we know that if reps have a great experience, it's going to tie into you guys having better business success and making decisions that matter to drive your business to hit the goals that you want. I want to share some stats before we dive in, and just what we're going to be talking about today. Truthfully, today in 2024, the industry is changing. Reps are not knocking the way my dad knocked, or even the way that I knocked. We've got a millennial workforce entering into the space. And so I'm going to be sharing strategies that you guys can utilize here in 2024 that are the freshest and the newest. The biggest common business mistake that we're seeing in the field today is that companies are using too many softwares, too many logins. Reps have got to jump through this portal to this login, to this app to close deals. And the truth is, if you guys have a better tech stack, a better ecosystem for your sales process, it's going to be less rep churn. We spend good dollars, good time recruiting top talent. We want to retain them. And so with great tech stack, better rep retention, better sales velocity. And I'm going to show you guys a piece of that today and how we're helping businesses as of now. Okay. Some stats that we've done. We've dug in deep on the research. And this is shocking data when this touched my desk. 31% of sales reps are using more than one software solution to close deals. What does that indicate? That their current tools are extremely confusing and there's a lot going on to close business. This next one's huge, guys. 71% of sales reps are unhappy with their current tools that are provided to perform their job. 71% of your reps think that you have clunky systems and processes. They're jumping through way too many hoops. And at the bottom line, like, we want to serve our reps, but we're out there to serve our customers. And a good selling experience, we found in our data, 53% of the time, that's the most important thing, is a solid selling experience. Yes, the product, the pricing really matters. And for you guys as a business, when you're considering a new software solution, sales managers prioritize price 58% of the time and value 54% of the time. Over half of the time, those are the two things that are going to matter most to sales managers, the people out there leading and training your teams. And so I'm going to cover those problems. I want to show you guys how we're solving that and what we're going to dive into today. SalesRabbit on the market today is the only platform for field sales teams where we are covering canvassing, territory management, lead management, rep tracking. We have hyper accurate homeowner information, renter, credit, income. We have digital signing experience for your guys' contracts and your documents. We have hyper accurate, hyper reliable, simple proposals to use for the solar space. Gamification, I'm going to touch on this a lot today, something I'm extremely passionate about. We're turning the ordinary workday into something that's exciting and engaging for your reps, not only internally at your company, but externally on the doors with your prospects and their coworkers. It's incredible. I'm going to show you guys that. We have hyper accurate weather maps. We partner with Verisk and Xactimate. This is the data that the top 20 insurance providers are using when you're going to get a claim bot, or you're wondering, where's that next big storm? What neighborhood should we be prospecting in? I'm going to touch on new mover leads. This is a strategy the alarm guys really fluffed out, where when somebody is moving into a home, they're turning that house into their new home. And so we found that there's a higher propensity to buy. They're setting up the utilities. They got the internet. They got the new TV with the sound bar, right? The mom and dad just got a new couch. And so when you knock on that door within the first 60, 90 days, you're a fresh face. You're the ambassador in the neighborhood, and they're usually in buy mode. And then we actually have a scheduler baked into our software for you setter and closers out there. Let's bridge the gap from this hot appointment to having them meet with your closers, where we're not double booking, we're not missing deals or no shows, and everything is visibility to the entire company. So we're going to cover a lot today. We got a good amount of time left. Unfortunately, we do only have 30 minutes today, but let's go ahead and dive in. I'm doing my demonstration today out of a tablet. I'll show you guys here. The app is just downloaded onto my tablet. Reps log in, and they're presented with a home screen. A few quick topics. We do have a home screen with appointments, calendars, internal communication. I love this. We're keeping the team organized, cheering them on, talking a little healthy smack. But most everything that we're going to be doing is going to be out of the sales hub. And so the first thing I want to do is I want to talk about assigning and cutting areas. Okay. Area management is huge to me. I train my reps to go into a neighborhood and get a yes or no from 80% of the neighbors before I have them move on to any new areas. Okay. I'm kind of a stickler. I just know the longer you stay put in an area, the more neighbors are going to see you. If you've got production or installs, they're going to see the trucks, the yard signs go up. I meet the HOA president, and all of that starts to snowball into my favor. I actually have anxiety when it comes time to move neighborhoods because I put so much love and care. I get to know everybody, and to restart all that work, it's daunting. So let's zoom in. I'm just going to zoom into a random spot in Texas. Let's say Austin, Texas for today's example. And you can see I already have a few reps in the field working in the Austin area. I've got Jim Bean over here. He's been in there since the 20th. I've got Jay Lou over there. He's been in there the 11th. Let's say I just recruited a new rep and I want to assign him some territory. Pro tip, what I will do for my setters is I will carpool group them together. I'll have a car group leader. I'll pay for that person's gas. I'll put 2 other reps in there with that car group leader. They will go and drop them off in their areas. They'll pick them up for lunch. They'll pick them up at the end of the night when it's time to go. And I love that model because they're all working the same hours and I know where my reps are at any given moment. So let's go ahead and assign a new area for one of my new recruits. I'm going to give them a smaller area at first. And once again, I'm going to tell that rep to go in there and become the mayor of that neighborhood. Become famous in a 5-mile radius, right? There's this thing in the industry called GIG syndrome, GIGS, and it stands for grass is greener syndrome. Reps always think, oh, if I was just in my manager's area, I'd be killing it. Or why does Timmy always get the best areas? And we really want to instill into their minds that this is going to be the best area if they work it right. So I can easily cut and assign territories. I know where I've been. I know when it's time to come back. Typically, I'm re-knocking areas every 3 months. I'm putting a new rep in there, and they're going in there with a fresh mindset. The second way that we're going to assign area is going to be with this DataGrid artificial intelligence. And I'm going to tap this diamond and check out what happens here. Through machine learning and AI, we have built out industry-specific models. So whether you're a roofer, solar, pest control, alarms, telco, we're going to have a model that's going to show you a 1 to 10 score on how likely they are to buy your product. So let's go ahead and take a look. If I pull out over the whole state and I tap on Texas, it's going to give me some high-level demographic info. So 9 million homes, 72% are homeowners, 675 is the average credit, 460 is the home values, the square footage, 10 years is the average length of residence, the year the homes were built, 8% are new move-ins out of 9 million. Sheesh, people are flocking to Texas. 53.4 average age, excluding children, 99K, the home incomes, and then the occupants, right? High level, guys, but this is going to show you what market should I be breaking in? What zip code should we be drilling down on? And what's nice about these scores, that 1 to 10 score, it learns from you. So over time, it's changing. Essentially, we are going to flow up a lookalike audience based on property type, lifestyle, and demographics. The people who are most likely to buy it from you and customers that look like the people you sell to the best. So let's zoom back into Austin here. It's going to break it up by counties. As I zoom in, it's going to rescore these. County giving me that same high level info. I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer. breaking this up into what we call census tracts, usually about 1,000 to 3,000 homes. I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer, and it'll then break it up into bite-sized pieces, typically 300 to 700 homes, a good amount for your rep to work. I'm going to assign this territory to myself. And as you can see, the AI pre-cuts territories for you. So if you've got an office, 20, 30 people, you're cutting hood. This myself has taken me a lot of time during the seasons. And I like the fact that this just does it for you. So I'm going to assign this area to myself, and I'm going to show you guys some pretty unique data that we have inside. Now, the data I'm about to show you guys as of today is 83% accurate. We're updating it on a monthly basis from multiple data providers, which is best in class when it comes to data provisioning. Let me jump to an area I've already got loaded here. Leads. Got some filters on here. I might as well show you the filters before the pins load. The data I'm going to show you is filterable. So whether I jump into a neighborhood and let's say I really only want to talk to homeowners, I can filter down for homeowners. I can filter for primary spoken language. If I'm bilingual and I speak Spanish, you better believe I'm filtering for Spanish-speaking homes. Gender, household income, age. Age, I really like a lot. My office's correlation meetings are at 9 a.m. sharp, and I expect my door knockers to be on their first door by 11, okay? But we know the working class doesn't get home till prime time, right? 4 or 5 o'clock p.m., those cars start rolling in, dinner gets cooking. So what I'll have my setters do is I'll bump up age to about 54, 58. And that's going to give me a better shot when I knock these houses to get into better conversations. But the idea is if I can talk to 20 more people before 4 o'clock, 20 people over 100 days, think about how many more people your reps are being able to talk to just by this one filter. I can filter for credit as well. If I want to bump up credit, I usually am doing credit around 600, 650, depending on the product. And then there's some other stats in here too. Year the home was built. Maybe we're looking for high value homes that are about 30 or 40 years old. And what I like most about this is my first 2 years knocking doors, I was selling home automation and alarm systems, and I exclusively knocked in trailer parks, right? They were on a fixed income. There was a decent amount of crime. I also had the medical pendants as an adder. And so that was my bread and butter. Fast forward to managing pest control offices, I only wanted to knock homes that were 800K in value or higher. They had bigger yards, they would pay their bills, and you could sell them 2-year contracts. And so your reps instinctually are going to find out the pieces that they like the most on this. And then they're going to be able to go out and find those people. Let me jump in here. I'm actually going to reset my app. Let's try again here. Okay, I've got some filters on. Let me turn those off. And we're going to get that same 1 to 10 score on top of every home. And so if I look at some of these leads, the information you're going to have is that first and last name, right? Year the home was built, how long they've lived in there. Some of these homes are going to have phone numbers, okay? And the phone numbers that we have are already pre-scrubbed against the nationwide do not contact list. But if I were to knock on this door, let me find a good one here. John Churchill, knock, knock. And I'll do a roofing scenario. Hey, is this the Churchills? Are you John? Okay, super quick. Don't worry, I'm not selling anything. I'm just the certified roofing inspector with XYZ. Did you happen to get that postcard we sent in the mail about 4 weeks ago? Okay, yeah, if you're like me, you probably just tossed it in the trash. It was just saying we were going to be in the neighborhood doing free home inspections for houses that qualified. I've done about 15 so far. Mostly it's been a few missing shingles or frayed shingles. I actually have appointments today with a few of your neighbors. If you happen to know the Cannolis, they've got that red Toyota out front. And then a little bit later today, Andreas Levere, we're doing a home inspection for him. One of my appointments actually rescheduled, so I've got some time right now. I can fit you in if your home qualifies. I go through my pullback steps, X, Y, Z. Okay, great, your home qualifies. Do you want my ladder on the side of the house or in front of the roof? Or in front of the garage, excuse me. But what I like about that is by using their name, I break preoccupation in a very unique way. By bandwagoning affected neighbors' names, I build social proof and credibility. All of that's buying me an extra 60 seconds while I'm on that doorstep to then get my point across. So super powerful. You'll notice right here, Andreas, there's a phone number right there. That's already scrubbed against the do not contact list. These numbers are marketable. Plus all the data I'm showing you is exportable. So I want to show you the filters one more time in action. Let's come in, let's filter homeowners. Let's filter age up to about 58. Let's filter credit up to about 670, okay? And then you can see what I'm doing is I'm shining a spotlight on all the homes who are most likely to buy from me. I get a couple deals, I get a couple appointments, I get that monkey off my back. Then I go in, I reset my filters, and I'm going home by home. Now, on every home, we can drop a disposition or lead status. These are going to be customizable for you guys. So that way we know what has happened here each and every time we stop by. We want to capture your process from prospect to sold. So let's just say I disposition this as a go back, right? I can come in here, enter in my notes, complete and accurate information. And then with our integrations as well, incredible integrations, 60 plus superior integrations. Our API is well documented, extremely robust. But from a touch of a button here, I can push this data into your CRM, right? Reps aren't having to open up the laptop, re-enter all that information. And then you're also getting clean exhaust data that you guys can use in your business efforts. So I always like to mention that. Lead info. I want to talk about weather next. I kind of on a roofing kick here. I'm going to show you guys a little something for everybody. But let me talk about weather, and then we're going to roll with something really sick here, guys. Our weather maps are nationwide. And we have unlimited hail, wind. It doesn't matter. I'm going to jump back to the 16th because I knew there was some pretty cool wind. And I just want to show you guys what these look like in app. They're pulling up, see the eye of the storm, right? Tap on it, lets me know 40-mile-an-hour wind. But for your roofing processes, we're going to have all of that, whether it's wind gust, hail size, hurricanes. I like the fact that it's all in one place. So I'm briefly going to touch on that. I do want to shift gears now into something that is really, really cool. I want to talk about gamification here because we've got about 10 minutes left. Let me frame it real fast. Gamification, you guys, if you're not aware, you're being gamified in your everyday life all the time. From the gas station reward points, I go to one gas station because they give me points. I get cookies and drinks whenever I spend enough there. The Apple Watch, right? The fitness rings. People got to get their steps in. We're gamifying fitness. The last one I'll tell you guys is when I was a kid, I'm the oldest of 10 siblings. My mom would have a chore chart. And every time I do a chore, I got to put a sticker on there. And when I got 10 chores, she'd open up the closet and there were all the prizes, right? But I had to see it to believe it. And so that's what gamification is. We want to tap into psychological drivers to motivate individuals to achieve their own goals. Here's the kicker, and I'm pretty sure most of you are already aware of this. We're all unique individuals, right? I'm different than you. What motivates me might not motivate you and vice versa. And so the Bartle player types we have identified on any team, any company, any organization, you're going to have these 4 types of players. And I'll focus on the killers right now because typically the people on the other end of the screen, you guys at home, are killers. You're entrepreneurial. You own businesses. You like to win. You make great money. You don't need your handheld. But the thing is, only about 5 to 10% of your team are going to be killers. The rest of them are going to be socialites, explorers, and achievers. And that's not a bad thing. These people are great. We just need to motivate them differently than we motivate our killers. So let me show you guys some case study data. This is outrageous. This was a study done over 10,000 sales reps. And in terms of unlocking their potential, what you can expect to see from your killers, your top performers, is a 17% increase in productivity, a KPI increase, which is pretty cool. But what's really remarkable is the 107% boost you can expect from your low performers or your bottom reps, right? We know that when we recruit somebody, getting them to that first commission is so important. And if we can break up each day, each week into little milestones, little wins, rep retention is going to go through the roof. And we've seen that by the data. One last slide here, the gamification effect. Once again, 10,000 sales reps. This is coming from Santander, SAP, Standard Chartered. They report a 43% increase in top of funnel activities. So for you guys, that's things like doors knocked, people talked to, appointments, inspections, which then ties into a 35% increase in closed deals. And guys, I would say that this is modest. We brought this in-house for our setter team, and within the first quarter, we saw a 206% increase. 206%. And in the first 30 days, we broke every single sales record that this company has held over the last 10 years. So I'm extremely passionate about this. It sounds sexy in theory. Let's go ahead and jump into some examples of how this works. The first thing I want to show you guys is going to be the social media feed. Now, this is really tapping into what Instagram, TikTok, Facebook has done extremely well. But instead of, cooking and cat videos or Grant Cardone yelling at me to 10x my life, it's going to be all of the sales behaviors you want to see and expect from your reps, and we're automating it. So we are going to catch them red-handed in any behavior or act that is looked kindly upon. Let's check this out. Here's our sales creed. One of our reps right here. This is demo data too, by the way, guys. Yours would look different, but we customize all that with you hand in hand. But you can see right here, this rep right here closed the deal. He hit a hat trick, He's at 100% of quota and he earned the gold badge. I'm going to go ahead and chime in and say, nice job. I'm coming for you. And then I'm going to add a GIF, little running GIF. This is my favorite right here. Let's see, where's Tom Cruise? There he is. Right? And that's going to post. And you can just imagine all of your reps chiming in, talking smack, celebrating. Reps feel rewarded and special. Now, one thing I want to point out, look at this hat trick. We all love a good hat trick in the day, right? Pest control guys, I know you can sell 10, 15 accounts. We'll create badges for that. But these badges are what we call achievements. These are baseline behaviors. For example, 100 door knocks in a day. If a rep does that, the badge is going to post to the social media feed. Everyone's notified on their phones. The TVs in the office are going to go off. They're going to earn gold coins and experience points. And if a rep does that multiple days in a row, working days, they're going to get a streak. And these streaks are so funny. We use this internally. It'll be 5 o'clock here at the office, time for me to go home to my sweetie baby, make some dinner, relax. I'll pull up in my dashboard and I'm 16 dials away from getting that silly streak. Well, guess what I do? I sit my butt back in the chair. I pick up the phone. I make those dials. I'm here another 45 minutes and I end up setting myself one more appointment. My fiance, she hates these. I get home an hour late. She's like, babe, why are you late? I'm like, the streak. She's like, you're so stupid. I'm like, I know. But these streaks, they work, right? And so we're going to want to badge out anything that's a standard for you guys. I like to liken this to the 4-minute mile. There was a 4-minute mile barrier back in the day. Doctors, athletes, they would tell you it was physically, humanly impossible to run a 4-minute mile. Well, people decided to take on that challenge and they did it. They broke the 4-minute barrier. And guess what happened? Other people can do it now today as well. So if you think knocking 100 doors in a day is hard or talking to 100 people in a day is hard, set that 4-minute mile barrier for your team. Set 125 doors, right? They're going to go ahead and meet your expectations and push further than they ever have before. Now, those gold coins, those are going to be saved up over time, and we're going to put it into your corporate reward store where we are going to house all of the dope incentives, all of the dope gear, the shotguns, the iPods, whatever it is, the stuff that your reps don't want to buy, but it'd be incredible if they could win it. So we've got all these prizes in this store, and it's things that your reps want to see, right? And in terms of like feature rich and robustness, there's not another platform out there on the market that even comes close to what I'm showing you guys here today. A few other things I want to show you in the time that we have. I want to talk about analytics because we have our OG leaderboard within the app, but we have enhanced that with more business intelligence and granular data where your sales reps are going to have every single metric that's important to them presented to them front and center. They're like professional athletes now and they make professional money. They should have a relationship with their number like that. And per Pearson's law, what we track and measure improves upon. What we track and measure and report back on improves exponentially. So this is the best way for your reps to know where they're at and how they can sharpen their skills. This is a rep dashboard. For leaders, for owners, for executives, you guys are going to have an entire company roll up from top to bottom. What are my closing percentages? How's my funnel doing compared to last month? Oh, we're up 24% on our days to close. Here's all my reps. I've never seen rep accountability be higher. And to me personally, I believe that this is the type of data that gives CEOs those aha moments so that you can drive your business in the right direction. Let's end on competitions here. This is really the backbone of the entire platform. And I'll tell you guys, if you're not running daily, weekly, monthly competitions, you guys are missing the mark. Because yes, we pay our reps good money, but so many reps are quietly disengaged in the company. And so we created all these templates to keep it fresh and exciting for you guys. Long list of competitions. And if you have an office full of killers, well, then maybe we get more out of our top performers. We run a bracket style. Double elimination, head-to-head, winner moves on, okay? And this is really going to motivate your top guys. But what we found is these type of competitions actually demotivate the rest of your crew. So instead of that, why don't we run a lottery? How about we say every 50 people you talk to, I'll give you 5 tickets. Every appointment you set, I'll give you another 5 tickets. Every deal that closes, I'll give you 10 tickets. So by the end of this competition, reps are working harder than they normally would. And when you go to spin that wheel, as long as I have a few tickets, I feel like I have a chance to win. Now, this sounds great, but how do we know what competitions are actually moving the needle? We are going to provide analytics on every competition that we run. I'm going to full screen this for a second. Check out these insights, guys. My top performers, they brought in an extra $43,000 in revenue, which was a 36% increase from the previous period. Pretty cool once again. But I ran this competition for my rookies. Check out my bottom performers. $51,000 in revenue. 171% increase from the previous period. What was the overall effect? This net my company an extra 21% in revenue. So if you guys take your last month and you times it by 21%, does it make sense to buy your reps a couple $100 gift cards if we're going to get these type of results out of them? It starts to pay for itself. This is the next big thing when it comes to driving culture, rep retention, and then hitting goals that you guys weren't hitting last year. So the data is everywhere. This is what is working. Our clients are ranting and raving about this. And as you can tell, I'm extremely passionate about it as well. I could go on for another 30 minutes in here, but I'll briefly talk about scorecards, rep accountability. An old mentor of mine said, Jordan, if you don't have a plan, your plan is to fail. And with scorecards, you give your reps a blueprint on what it takes to be successful based on different metrics, where they should be pacing on the month, and rep accountability, once again, has never been higher. Let's just close on battles. I love battles, being able to call someone out in the office and have a throwdown, right? We would do different throwdowns during the season. We do a throwdown where the loser has to go knock on the cute girl's apartment and get their number. We do throwdowns where they got to panhandle signs, winner keeps all the money. But this keeps it fresh and engaging on a daily basis, and reps can wager their gold coins or real life monies when they're calling people out. So you gotta walk the walk if you're gonna talk the talk. And guys, I've got more to show you guys, but I'm over time. I want to be respectful of your guys' time. Really, Amplify was the main piece I wanted to talk about. Solar proposals was another thing I was hoping to get into for you solar guys. All this data is manipulatable on demand. It's hyper accurate, and we've got fixed cost on proposals. Whether you sell one proposal or 100 proposals in a month, it's the same cost. If any of this was curious to you guys, or if this resonated with you, please, we are going to be sending follow-up links to you guys. Book a time. I'd love to dive in specifically for your company, but I will say it's just been an honor being able to show you guys this much today. Please, though, we'd love to hear from you guys. We're going to send a follow-up link. I'm going to hop off now, but I appreciate your guys' time, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. We will see you guys later.